dimension, spooky rendition, too haunted to mention, spooky, haunted, playing tradition.
Hello, and welcome to our special Halloween rendition of the show. I'm Kendra Moses, and off camera, we have our resident chef, Kai. So today, in the spirit of Halloween, we want to focus on that dreaded four-letter word, beginning with the letter F. Fear. But such a short word, its impact and meaning are so magnanimous that there are even fables about it. I'm not certain will this make it any easier, but let's say we put it in these terms. About the unknown and the amount of fear that's in something that's really not even seen. If you don't know what it is, you can't even really personify it or picture it. Not truly, anyway. There are billions of people on this earth, and we don't theoretically expect all of us to have given even a simple salutation to each and every person on this planet. These people still exist. These people still have a purpose, an existence, a value. And it's not really for us to go beyond that point. Just to know that there's a person somewhere that exists. And we don't expect each and every one of us to give a salutation in order to say that this is a good person or this is a person that's actually questionable or in ill repute. We just know that there's billions of people on the planet. And to some extent, our minds just accept that. Just like we don't expect to have complete and full knowledge of everything around us, not even for our own species. We can't expect to know something if we don't come towards it as far as a skill set or a lesson plan. We have to actually approach it. Doesn't matter whether it's to be a mechanic or to be a librarian or to be a cook. You have to approach that actual vocation in order to know anything about it. And in order to dispel any fears or to know that what your strong points would be. There might be actual strong points. You don't have to be as apprehensive. But as long as the fear of the unknown remains there and remains a constant, it will be very difficult for you to go forward for anything. And sure, you just have to be willing to obtain the knowledge that it holds. So in our first episode, I mentioned the importance of communication as far as its impact on passing on tradition. I wanted to expand on that in this episode in regards to the general and academic knowledge. When you approach any subject, vocation, or even hobby, there's a typical language with it, meaning that it has a terminology which you may be familiar with from your common knowledge, or it may have terminology that is completely new to you. It's similar to learning or even hearing a foreign language. It's hard to understand what the other person is saying or understanding even your instructor in those beginning moments. You may not be certain what this word means because it may have a completely different spelling, or it may have the same spelling but even a different pronunciation because how their alphabet is. So it is kind of similar with learning new trades like cooking, because the thing is, with the standardization process of recipes, a lot of cultures in different places have become a part of one another. I know there's still home pride as far as certain foods and their origins and what have you, but we still use like quite a few French terms, and you'll find these in basically any cookbook almost around the world. Things like mise en place, which means to have your things in place in order and all measured out. You take your ingredients and you take containers in their respective sizes, and you pre-measure everything you need for the recipe. So it's just there, so when it's time to cut from the structure for that ingredient, you're there and ready. Mise en place is not an uncommon term, and I imagine there's many places you can go where they say, if they're a cook, they'll say, yes, I know exactly what mise en place is. It is a French term. So that is just one example of the language of learning and subsequently the language of cooking. There's a language to everything. If you're feeling reluctant to cooking because of the uncertainty behind this, don't feel obligated to just run right into the kitchen and start rattling pots and pans. Instead, do something simple like to grab a recipe. Nothing else, just the recipe. And make sure you pick a recipe of something that you're really interested in, something that maybe someone in your household cooks frequently, or something that you really wanted to try to see could you make yourself. Don't really worry about the difficulty level of it, if anything. Just look at it as something that you want to make, something that you have a desire to actually one day. It doesn't have to be very soon, but just one day you're going to go into the kitchen and say you're at least going to give it a try. In families' kitchens, there's something that was never allowed. You can never say that you don't like something if you haven't tried it. I was taught that no matter where you are in this world, try acai, changshi, roba, polpere, tiramisu, assaggiare, roba vat. And if you have to, it may seem a bit old-fashioned, but it takes a pen and paper. So just a clear area, you have your recipe, you have a pen, and you have paper. So what I highly suggest you do with that recipe, pen, and paper is to look at it as the world's thinnest textbook. So if you're looking at a recipe and you're seeing a term or you're seeing an instruction that you don't understand, like why they're phrasing it this way, or you're understanding the word to mean one thing in regular everyday conversation, but in this conversation it seems like something completely different that you're supposed to be doing with this word. Make a note of it. This is your time to be unapologetic about not knowing everything there is to know about everything. Everyone has been a novice at one point in time. And just focus on that thing that you really want to get clarity with. Because it all lies with you. Like I said, the whole mission of Plate of Traditions is about you. And it's about everything that interests you and that you want to learn about cooking and food yourself. And that level of confidence and understanding that you want to obtain through you, so that you get that meal or that special dish you want. It'll just be something that you know you have the confidence in being able to do. And it starts with something as simple as a recipe, be it on a card, an old note, or whatever, and your own personal pen and paper. And you make a note of all the things that you said you don't understand or that you need clarity with. And then you go from there. Just try to learn as much as you can. Ask as many questions as you can. You can always ask this channel questions if you need to, and I'll be more than happy to answer. Me, the Miokai. Just focus on that one thing that's important to you, and as it goes, you'll keep learning with each and every recipe, more terminology, more techniques, and the more meanings that things have. So just make sure to do that, because even though it's Halloween season, we want to dispense away with that fear. So we thought it'd be interesting to share a bit of a spooky story in the spirit of Halloween. So with that said, I won't.
Don't talk to me. Oh, why you being like that? She was about to tell a story, right? How about I give you a Halloween story of my own? It all started.
This ain't no winter wonderland. It ain't no winter. It was once a typical land with a seasonal warmth and running streams. Turned to this cold, abandoned land. What happened? The fog happened. There was definitely something in it. Then there he was, the great performer. They watched in awe as he gained their trust. Became the grand finale, using the land's communal heritage book of recipes. Generations set ablaze. The devastation of their ancestors ravaged the land. Far too much was lost. The people of the land taken one by one. And all that was left was our great performer.
Did I just go to sleep on air?
Yeah, you can say that.
No, really, what happened?
Just wrap up the show so we can get the hell out of here.
That appears to be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Happy Halloween.
Playing traditions. Spooky rendition. Happy Halloween.